What up, life campers? It's the end of the line for this project. We're heading back down to a more southern South Florida, back to Miami. We got a day there. We're going to take care of business, and I think, as I mentioned in yesterday's episode, we'll be able to do this whole thing today, get it up for you tomorrow. I'm going to take you on the ride with us today. It's about a 40-minute ride down to Miami. Found out that I could use my Easy Pass card to ride this train. I don't really know whether I did it right or not. I didn't get a receipt or anything, so I don't know, man. Maybe they check on the train, but what the heck. So it's been kind of a crazy experience. No, it's been a good experience. I don't have much to say. Well, friends, here we are back in Miami Airport Station. You can see it right there over my shoulder. It was an easy ride, but a costly ride, meaning that it cost me more than it should, just because I'm not familiar with this Easy Pass, what do you call it, system. I guess you just have to tap once to get on and once to get off. So my dumb ass, waiting for something to happen, like a ticket to come out or something like that, I tapped twice. Entrance, exit, $5. And then when I got back down here, I tapped the thing again, and it was enter. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. I should have enough to get back to home. That's the interesting stuff. That's what's interesting. Not, I guess it's wasting money, but you know, it all comes out even in the end. You know, I've got good fortune, and yeah, I can't really complain. Like I say, costly ride, but a lesson learned. Well, friends, we are back in the hood. Just, I don't know how many steps. Maybe 500-600 steps away from Sanctuary. And as I was riding down on the train, I'm thinking, this is home, but although it feels a little bit less temporary now that I have moved into Sanctuary, the Oasis as I call it sometimes, it's still not home. You know, for whatever it is, wherever you grow up is home. And for me, that's Philadelphia. So we've got the rest of today here and tonight, full day tomorrow, take care of business, and then we hop on the train again and go to home, go to Philly. But the thing is, Philly doesn't feel like home either. And that's part of what it's about, being a vagabond. And it's also part of what it's about, dealing with being a vagabond. That's the philosophy end. This is where we get vagabond philosopher.
Our mission is to provide compelling, provocative, healing, life-enhancing content to a global, English-speaking audience. NOXSOMA Life Camp 2.0 is a global healing initiative, 7-year plan that aims to encourage, guide, and instruct individuals to elevate their vibrations, align their frequency with universe, and reconnect with source. Also, to benefit on this material plane, reality through improved health and wellness, happiness, humility, and abundance. As we reach our funding goals, we will be able to advance to the next phase of our calling. Thank you for supporting our effort.
Struggle continues through the spring, my friends. We are staying alive. We thrive in 25, trying to survive more core than before. In the gym, in the park, on our feet, in the street, maintaining the vessel with weightlifting, calisthenics, on the monkey bars, body weight exercises, pull-ups, push-ups, lots of squats, deep squats, sissy squats, split squats, and still working towards the pistol squats. Check us out, friends, in the park, on the bars, in the gym. MinimumWageFitness.com will take you to our YouTube channel. The struggle is real, but we don't quit. Can't quit. That's MinimumWageFitness.com. See you there. Like, subscribe, share. You know what I want, mi gente? I'm going to tell you what I want. I want serenity, and I want it now. That's why this is Serenity Year. No pain, no mental mayhem, no chronic chaos in the cranium. Let's say it together. What do we want? Serenity. When do we want it? Now. That's why this is Serenity Year, my friends. Right up until the end of 2025. We're going to thrive in 25. We're going to survive in 25. Like, subscribe, share. Appreciate you guys. Peace and serenity. One of the more meaningful ideas we'd like to share with you in this particular episode is kind of a retro idea where we talked about the possible dangers of moving closer and closer to source. We find that this realm can be less attractive. You know what I mean? Maybe you have been with someone, and we reduce this down to matter and relationships because almost everybody can relate to this example. So you're with someone for a very long time, and you've gotten used to them, they've gotten used to you, and we're going to do it from the perspective of us because we can't talk about them. You know, we understand that they exist and they might have the same kind of feelings, but we don't know for sure. So we always talk about from this vessel outward. So we've been with someone for a long time, or we've been on a gig for a long time, and we start feeling like, man, you know, we're not going anywhere with this. So we start looking elsewhere. And of course, when we start looking, the universe brings us what we're looking for. And, you know, we're attracted to it. It's a little bit different, but familiar enough so that we get it. You know, it's not something super exotic, you know, like back to relationships where you're meeting someone and they speak a completely different language than you do, even though the vibrations are right there. You know, the smiles go back and forth, the comfort level is right there. Maybe you're holding hands, etc. But the language thing is not there. Ego is thinking that it can strike a balance. One leg in the material realm, one leg in the spiritual realm. What happens is the spiritual realm becomes more and more attractive. Like, once again, back to Fight Club. If you haven't seen it, this won't be a spoiler, but Cornelius asks himself if he's been sleeping longer and longer. Maybe this is our sleep, and the spiritual realm is our awakening. So, are we more and more attracted to the spiritual realm? Do we want to spend more time astral traveling, being entwined and entangled with our fellow spirits? If we answer in the affirmative, that's where the danger comes in. We can begin to want or desire to discard our material world, the material relationships. And we learn more and more about how to do that as we're drawn into the spiritual. Now, we have mentioned many times before that we're not trying to be ascetics. We're not trying to deprive ourselves of material needs, material necessities, and the occasional material pleasures. We want that 60-40 on the material side balance. Now, I don't even know what a 60-40 on the spiritual end would be. I'm imagining it might be spending less and less time on the material side. And this is what I'm talking about, because crossing over to 100% spiritual is death. And what I mean by death is from the perspective of this realm. This is what came to us today, my friends, as we return to the noisy neighborhood that is our home for the moment. But before we finish up, let's just remind each other that universe provides what we want. The reason it does this is because we are a universe. So basically, we are providing it for ourselves and calling it universe. Universe is providing for itself and calling it us, whatever we call ourselves. As I close, I'm always thinking that we're going to be able to pick this up again. And indeed, this time we did. It was so long ago that I last talked about this, I can't even remember. I'm thinking maybe this is why humans decide to check out. Maybe they find this realm so unbearable that they want to leave. Maybe they find the other realm so attractive and so desirable that they want to leave for that one. If those two possibilities exist, then there's got to be the middle possibility where we can go 60-40 to 40-60 with ideally 50-50 and sustain it for as long as we desire. Sustain the dwelling in this vessel, the operation of this vessel, while we are existing spiritually in the ether realm. Let me know your thoughts. We'll get back to this again. Thanks for watching as always. You know we appreciate you guys. We'll see you again real soon.
This program is made possible by viewers like you. No sponsors, no affiliates, no grants, no foundations. Just your subscriptions and contributions. Thank you.